Bitcoin is rising towards $88,000. Gold is hitting new all-time highs for the very first time in the history. We're not seeing much news in the last couple of days of the trade wars. Still a lot of uncertainty in the market. And the question that remains in everyone's minds is, are we going to continue our bull market? Where is the altcoin season? Are we trapped in this bear market? Are prices going to go lower? I'm going to break it down for you, the several scenarios that can play out and how you can make decisions during these uncertain timings in the market. We have a lot to cover in this news. Solana hitting the first ETF in Canada, Ethereum hitting the lowest price in the gas fee, 1 penny. That's it. What we're seeing right now, and what are the altcoins that you may potentially grab right now that are performing very well with a good earnings and good revenue and future. All of that you can watch on today's show of Vitalik Buterin Crypto. So let's go and let's see, guys, what is happening in the market right now, as Bitcoin is trading at $87,319 right now. Is on track to print this bullish engulfing candle in April, and we are still on this range between the $75,000 and the $92,000, which is a very, very important level of resistance that Bitcoin is facing at the moment. And it is too early to be celebrating because we are right now facing this 200 days moving average that Bitcoin needs to reclaim as support. It needs to break it out. Until it happened yet, it's too early to celebrate because we might get rejected from it overall. So, but we are gaining some momentum, and a lot of things are pointing out that we may see some explosive months of May. We're seeing that the total crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin, is on the rise, and it did survive this level of support. It actually bounced off this support and heading high right now. So overall, the altcoins are a little bit reaping today. And I want to point out to an article that I got to read today on the Milk Road newsletter, and that is for the United States ISM Purchasing Managers Index. It indicates the bull markets and the bear markets and the business cycle. So we're seeing the past 30 months or so, it is actually not been going above 50, which causes a lot of people to think that basically we have not started the most explosive part of the bull market of 2025 yet. So according to this data, it is true, because altcoin season short-term strengths, when ISM peaks above 50, we'll start to see the altcoin season to also ramp up. So 29 months of this choppiness is still not the full effect of the bull market. So we have the financial conditions. We need to take a look at the liquidity. From the financial conditions, we see the dollar index, DXC, is actually breaking down at $98. Dollars is weakening right now, and it's good for the risk on assets. We're seeing the United States money supply is high, getting higher, as well as the other monetary supplies. According to Michael Saylor, we are seeing, let me find this, we are seeing basically that the monetary supply of US and Japan and China, euro hitting new all-time highs, which is great for risk on assets like Bitcoin and crypto. We're seeing gold reaching now 3,400, new all-time high, and gold reaching new highs is a predecessor before Bitcoin is going to reach a new high. So that's what I'm seeing the markets. The S&P 500, the stock market has not been trading in the past several days due to the holidays. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen to it tomorrow. We're seeing Solana is $140 right now. I actually bought Solana at $100. It is respected this level of support of $100. It's up 40% from this point, and if Solana is highly outperforming Ethereum. Solana Ethereum is pretty much at almost an all-time high at the moment, so Ethereum has a lot to catch up It is trading currently at $1,630. But I have some news on Ethereum that might really have the downtrend of Ethereum to be finished because of this. Vitalik Buterin proposes replacing Ethereum virtual machine with another solution to scale up. This shift could streamline smart contract execution and boost speeds up to 100 times. So we see Ethereum fees, average gas fees drop to approximately 1 penny per transaction. The question is, it is because of the superiority of technology, or what is more likely is less people is just using the chain. But nevertheless, despite the fact that we are seeing the outflows on Ethereum ETFs is actually going down, like institutional investors are not investing more into Ethereum, they're actually withdrawing money from the ETF. It is in those moments that Ethereum is undervalued. It may very be undervalued, and that's why this bets on this support of $1,630. You can see it's pretty much at rock bottoms over here. You see the amount of volume that came in to when the Ethereum price went to $1,390. A lot of volume came in from the bulls defending this level. So it is, in my opinion, Ethereum is much more likely to go up in value than it is to go down in value. So we're seeing also bullish news on Solana. First spot Solana ETFs to hit Canadian market this week. And what happens in Canadian ETFs is a predecessor to what's happening in US. So I do expect that the Solana ETFs is going to be in part of the US economy at some point, allowing the institutional investors to buy more of the Solana. So a lot of good future is awaiting of Solana. Let's take a look at the OM mantra. OM, I didn't actually touch it beyond of selling it at $1.04 when I bought it at 60 cents, when it dropped by 90% in 1 hour. Despite the numerous bullishness from the team saying everything is under control, I didn't buy this. I didn't buy more. I actually sold it $1.04. It continues to bleed for the past 6 days. But the more it bleeds, the more it becomes juicier to maybe buy some OM again. If, and this is a risky bet, if we're gonna see the team gonna what they promised to burn a lot of the OM mantra tokens, and we might see the price recover quite nicely because of that. So we'll wait and see on that. We have two options here. If you take a look at this article, we have two options of what can occur. So number one option, USA and China come to an agreement to make a new global trade deal, and the tariffs are either removed completely or reduced significantly down to around 10% and only for the select goods. In this case, stock markets is gonna prosper, crypto is gonna prosper. The bottom for markets already in. Okay, so we're gonna see a strong market in this case. So they're working on this deal. They're working on this deal with US and China. If in case US and China do not come to an agreement and these extremely high tariffs remain, or worse, the tensions escalate, then it will be very, very bad news for the market. It can nuke the stock market of up to 50%, and we can see the cryptos are gonna go down a lot, but the Federal Reserve may intervene, lower the interest rates a lot, print a lot of money like they did in COVID times with quantitative easing, and it's gonna pour a lot of money in the market and recover, similar to COVID times when Bitcoin plunged by 50% and then rebound to much new highs. So time will tell, but I think the more likely scenario is US and China agreeing between them each other. But what we need to realize, that China threatens to retaliate against nations siding with the United States on the trade, which is not a bullish news that we want to hear. So let's see. There is there is the likelihood of the U.S. and China to reach at some point, because if they don't, it's going to be bad for both economies. It's going to be bad for both economies. So all the eyes on this trade war between China and and US, and we didn't hear some very good, bullish, positive trade war negotiations agreement with the countries recently, but they start to pop out. I think they're going to be starting to pop out left and right between US and different countries. It's just a matter of time. So Bitcoin weekly RSI confirmed a breakout, and we are in a good trajectory right now for the Bitcoin price. Michael Saylor is alluding that we just keep on buying block by block, dip by bit, dip. They're gonna keep buying and buying and buying Bitcoin, never selling Bitcoin. So monetary supply, the M2 global money supply that is rising worldwide. It basically shows what is the direction. What is the direction that Bitcoin and other crypto assets are likely to go next. So what should you do right now? Well, if you are positioned altcoins and you're willing, you don't need the money short term, then stick to your positions, and it is likely that the altcoins are going to rebound and rebound hard. If you do need the money short term and you can't afford to be in the volatile assets, then just don't hold crypto at all, or buy some Bitcoin, liquid Bitcoin, that in case that you need this money, right? But overall, we do see some Bitcoin is holding quite strong. So that's what I like to see. And altcoins are outsized bets. Outsized bets. A lot of the there is one coin that is called Hype. Hype is doing very, very well, recovered from $10 to $18 due to their nicely growing, huge weekly average $10 million in revenue. They build a decentralized exchange on their own layer 1 blockchain. Hype is being used by a lot and growing number of people on this DEX. Okay, so that's what I have for you to cover, guys. I hope that you have a fantastic Monday. I hope you come this Monday to a realization that, you know what, things are not as bad as the media. Like, shut off the media, and shut off the news about the recession looming and all of these things, and just focus on buying fundamentally strong coins and buy them as cheap as you possibly can and wait for the next bull up. That's it for me for today. Subscribe to the channel, stay up to date to the news. I'll see you in the next videos.